Hi, I'm Emma, and my three older brothers completely ruined my life. Okay, maybe that's a little dramatic. They also saved my life, raised me, taught me how to ride a bike, helped me with homework, scared away every boy who ever looked at me, embarrassed me in public almost every day, and somehow managed to convince half the girls in our town that I was secretly dating them. Yeah, my life was weird. But none of that compared to what happened on the morning I was supposed to leave for college. I woke up tied to my own bed. No, seriously. My wrists weren't tied with ropes or anything dangerous. My brothers had wrapped me in enough duct tape and blankets that I looked like a giant burrito. "Morning, Sleeping Beauty!" Noah yelled from outside my bedroom. I struggled to sit up. "Noah!" The door opened and all three of my brothers walked in wearing matching t-shirts that read, "Mission, Keep Emma Home." I blinked twice. "You've all lost your minds." "We prefer protective," my oldest brother Ethan corrected. My youngest brother Liam proudly held up a roll of duct tape. "It was my idea." I groaned. "You guys are impossible." They burst into laughter. If you're wondering why three grown men thought kidnapping their own sister was a good idea, well, let me start from the beginning. I was the youngest child in our family and the only girl. People always asked what it was like growing up with three brothers. Imagine living with three overgrown golden retrievers. They were loud, messy, ridiculously competitive.
Scores! Touchdown!
Always hungry. Our house was never quiet. Someone was always wrestling somebody. Someone was always stealing food. Someone was always yelling because somebody had used the last of the hot water. I honestly wouldn't trade it for anything. Well, maybe just a little privacy. Our mom left a few months after I was born. She met another man, fell in love, and decided she wanted a completely different life. She never looked back. I don't even remember what she looked like. The only reason I knew anything about her was because there was one old family picture tucked inside Dad's bookshelf. Dad tried his best to raise all four of us by himself. He worked long hours, came home exhausted, and somehow still made pancakes every Saturday morning. But when I was 11, he passed away after a sudden heart attack. Everything changed overnight. Ethan was only 19. Noah had just turned 17. Liam was 15. Instead of chasing their own dreams, they chose me. Ethan dropped out of graduate school. Noah postponed college altogether. Liam became my new mommy. Just kidding, babysitter. They worked multiple jobs just to keep our little family together. I didn't fully understand their sacrifices back then. All I knew was I never felt unloved. If I had a school project, they helped. If I got sick, 3 different thermometers somehow ended up in my mouth. If someone bullied me, let's just say that person mysteriously apologized the very next day. Life with them was absolute chaos. But it was our chaos.
Of course. Living with three brothers also meant becoming their favorite victim. One morning, I poured orange juice into my cereal because Noah had secretly swapped the milk carton. Another time, Liam replaced all my shampoo with honey. Do you know how hard it is to wash honey out of your hair? I smelled like breakfast for 2 weeks. Then there was Ethan, the mastermind. He never pulled obvious pranks. His were psychological. He changed my phone language to Japanese. I got them back sometimes, mostly by putting food coloring in their body wash. Blue skin lasted surprisingly long. But the weirdest thing they ever did wasn't the pranks. It was their breakups. See, my brothers were ridiculously handsome. Girls fell for them all the time. Unfortunately, relationships didn't last very long. Whenever one of them wanted to end things, instead of acting like mature adults, they came up with the dumbest plan imaginable. The first time it happened, I was 16. I came downstairs to find Ethan talking to his furious girlfriend. The second he saw me, he smiled. "There she is." I smiled back. "Hi." He pointed at me. "I've been cheating on you." I froze. "What?" His girlfriend looked at me with pure horror. "You're dating her? Over me?" Ethan shrugged dramatically. "Love is complicated. I screamed so loudly the neighbor's dog started barking. I'm his sister! But Ethan had already slipped, leaving me alone with his furious ex. She threw her smoothie at me. Blueberry. My favorite hoodie never recovered. When Ethan got home later, he was laughing so hard he couldn't breathe. I'm gonna kill you! He wiped tears from his eyes. Congratulations! For what? You survived your first crazy breakup. I wasn't even in the breakup. Experience is experience. You think they'd learn. They didn't. Liam was somehow even worse. His girlfriend slapped me before I even knew who she was. I was grocery shopping. A woman stormed over. You stole my boyfriend. Before I could answer, slap. The cashier dropped an entire basket of apples. I blinked in complete confusion. My what? She pointed across the parking lot. Liam waved cheerfully. Then he drove away. I stood there holding my burning cheek. When he got home, he gave me flowers. Then he grinned. Congratulations on surviving another breakup. I threw the flowers at his face. They all insisted they were helping me. One day boys are going to break your heart, Ethan said. So we're preparing you. No, I replied. You're traumatizing me. We're building character. You're building therapy bills.
As annoying as they were, I knew why they acted that way. They were terrified of losing me. Which is exactly why they hated the letter that arrived a month before my 18th birthday. I stared at the envelope. My hands shook. I opened it carefully. Then screamed. I got in! All three brothers rushed downstairs. What happened? I got accepted. My dream college accepted me. I jumped around the living room. This is amazing. Nobody said anything. The smiles slowly disappeared from their faces. Ethan looked at Noah. Noah looked at Liam. Liam looked at the floor. Finally, Ethan forced a smile. That's great. But something in his voice didn't sound happy. Not even close. That night, I overheard them talking in the kitchen. I stood frozen outside the door. My excitement slowly disappeared. They weren't planning my college move. They were planning how to stop it. And I had no idea just how far they were willing to go. The next morning, I acted like I hadn't heard anything. Maybe, just maybe, I misunderstood them. Maybe they were worried, but they'd come around. Right? Wrong. At breakfast, Ethan slid a plate of pancakes toward me with the biggest fake smile I'd ever seen. So, he said casually, have you thought about taking a gap year? I raised an eyebrow. No. Noah jumped in. Or online classes? No. Liam smiled. What about never leaving home? I slowly put my fork down. You guys are joking. 3 pairs of eyes stared back at me. Nobody laughed. Oh, they were serious. For the next few days, they acted completely normal. Too normal. Almost suspiciously normal, which should have been my first clue. The trouble started when I tried applying for student housing. I filled out all the forms online, clicked submit, then application failed. I frowned. That's weird. I tried again. Failed. Again? Failed. I called the admissions office. Hi, I think there's something wrong with my application. The woman on the phone sounded confused. Emma? Yes?
It says here you've already declined your housing. What? You submitted the cancellation yesterday. I absolutely did not! I stormed downstairs. Who did it? 3 innocent faces looked up from the couch. Did what? Noah asked. My housing application. Ethan gasped dramatically. Oh no. What a tragedy. I narrowed my eyes. You did this. We're offended. You hacked my account. I lunged across the couch. They scattered like cockroaches. You cannot keep sabotaging my life. We're protecting it, Ethan shouted from the hallway. I'm 18. Exactly, screamed Liam. I'm an adult. No, Noah called back. You're 18. Apparently, those were 2 completely different things. I joined a group chat for incoming freshmen. Everyone introduced themselves. People were already making friends. One girl named Chloe messaged me privately. Hey, wanna be roommates? I practically screamed. Finally, someone normal. We spent hours texting. Turns out we both loved horror movies and wanted to study psychology. Perfect. 3 days later, she stopped replying. Then, blocked me. I stared at my phone, confused. Did I say something wrong? A week later, I found out, completely by accident. I came home early and heard Noah laughing in the living room. You should have heard her. He switched to a high-pitched voice. Emma seems really nice. Then his normal voice. Actually, Emma sleepwalks with kitchen knives. The room exploded with laughter. Ethan nearly fell off the couch. Liam wiped tears from his eyes. I can't believe she believed you. I slowly walked into the room. Silence. 3 guilty faces turned toward me. You? My voice shook. Called my future roommate? Noah swallowed. Technically, you told her I was dangerous? It was just a little exaggeration, Liam said. I didn't scream. I simply walked upstairs, closed my bedroom door, and cried. For the first time, their jokes weren't funny anymore. They tried to force me to take online classes, and that's when I had enough. Over the next 2 weeks, our house became a battlefield. Every day, I planned my escape. Every day, they somehow stopped me. I ordered moving boxes. They mysteriously disappeared. I packed clothes. They unpacked them. I printed train tickets. Someone accidentally spilled orange juice on them. I bought a suitcase. Liam filled it with bricks. Weight training, he explained proudly. I chased him through the yard with a garden hose. Despite everything, the departure date kept getting closer. Until finally, there were only 3 days left. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling. Maybe they were right. Maybe I wasn't ready. Maybe leaving was selfish. After all, they'd sacrificed everything for me. Maybe I owed them. I wiped away a tear. Then my phone buzzed. It was Grandma. Just one message. Come over tomorrow. Alone. There's something your father wanted you to know before you left one day. I drove to her little cottage on the edge of town. The smell of fresh cinnamon rolls greeted me before I even knocked. Grandma handed me a sealed envelope. Across the front, in Dad's handwriting, were 6 words. For Emma, when she's ready to fly. My hands trembled. I carefully opened it. My little princess. Just reading those words made my chest tighten. If you're reading this, then you're probably getting ready to leave home. Tears blurred my vision. I know your brothers will probably try to stop you. I couldn't help laughing. He actually knew. Not because they don't believe in you, but because losing your mother broke them. And losing me will break them again. You became their reason to wake up every morning. One day they'll forget that raising you was never meant to keep you small. Their greatest success isn't keeping you beside them. It's watching you become someone who no longer needs protecting. When that day comes, please forgive them. They're only loving you the only way they know how. And boys, if your stubborn selves are secretly reading this over Emma's shoulder, I stopped. Wait. Grandma smiled. They're behind you. I slowly turned around. Standing in the doorway were all three of my brothers. Noah awkwardly rubbed the back of his neck. We followed you. Liam gave a tiny wave. We were really bad at giving people space. Even Ethan looked embarrassed. We saw your car.
Confessions was made, and I saw how afraid they were to letting me go, and the sacrifices they had made over the years. The following week, I went to college, and as I stood there, watching my brothers wave, I realized something. They hadn't stopped protecting me. They had simply learned that protecting someone doesn't mean holding them back. Sometimes, the greatest act of love is trusting them to fly.